Welcome to the AIS and Women's National Premier League football here live on Bar TV Sports. We're watching Canberra United versus Belconnen United. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. Joining me on the top of the changing rooms here, perched on the commentary position, is Grace Marr. Grace, welcome back to Bar TV Sports. We're hoping that we won't get held up by kangaroos this week. That was some adventure at Deakin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite the video that seemed to get around on the football scene, and we found the new Socceroo, so hopefully, no more interruptions this week.
And how are you travelling? You were hoping to get some minutes at some stage over the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, so definitely going to be back for this weekend's game, which is exciting, a little bit earlier than anticipated, and just build up game time from there, hoping to get ready to be in for the finals.
Picked a tough one to come back to. Canberra FC away, they're second on the ladder. You guys are fifth and needing a win really to keep pushing for that top four. Yeah,
it is a must-win game for us. You know, we dropped some easy points earlier in the season, and it's we're trying not to let that cost us a spot in the finals. So yeah, I'm really excited to be back for a tough game against a good opposition.
First versus third we're watching today. Canberra United in third position with 28 points. Belconnen United top with 37 points. Last time we saw them play, they won 2-0 against Canberra FC, but since then they dropped some points. They drew 1-1 with Belconnen United, which was a little bit of a surprise. Yeah,
they obviously lost their central midfielder of Michaela Day, and it was interesting to see how that would have changed their dynamics, and Belconnen were able to pick up a point against them, so I think Belconnen would have been slightly disappointed and looking to pick up the full 3 points today.
And they come up against Canberra United's side this evening, led by Aoife Colville, who has 28 league goals already this season in 14 rounds. That's an average of 2 a game, of course. 2 6-goal hauls. She got 6 goals last week against Canberra Olympic in a 6-2 win, and a 5-goal haul against Woden Western as well. She's on fire at the moment, isn't she?
Yeah, she's riding off lots of confidence, enjoying football, making some great runs, and being really clinical. It's really good to see, especially coming up as a Canberra talent, and as much as I don't want her to score against Olympic that many times again, I hope to see she has to score some goals today.
Certainly can find the net, and she's originally from Cairns, isn't she? So this weather will be a bit alien to her.
Yeah, moved down a couple of years ago from Cairns, and used to be coached by ex-Canberra United coach Ray Dower, and they both not so fond of the cold, but like you say, you got to get used to it.
You look pretty rugged up there in a big jacket, and should have brought some gloves. Keep your hands warm.
No, I've got the winter supplies for Canberra. They were bought a couple of years ago, and they've proven their worth.
These two sides met in round 6, the only time they've met this season so far. It was a narrow 1-0 win to Belconnen United. Jessie Rashart's goal after 64 minutes. Are we expecting a similar kind of cagey affair, or do we expect this one to be a bit more open with a few more goal-scoring opportunities?
I think it'll be interesting to see. I think if there's an early goal in the match, then the game might open up a little bit more, and we might see a high-scoring match. But if it stays deadlocked, then I think Belconnen might pull through and get one of their late goals, as they have famously done in the past.
Well, they're 3 points clear of Canberra FC, having played a game less. Canberra FC, as I mentioned, tomorrow play against Canberra Olympic at Deakin. 2 other games tomorrow: Tuggeranong United versus Woden Western FC, and Belconnen United versus Monera Panthers. So as we come towards the end of the season, we've still got a fair bit of way to go in the Women's Premier League, but it's shaping up rather nicely. Yeah,
I think it's going to be a tight finish, especially if there's some upsets in the coming weeks. It will make a bit of a tight finish between that 2nd, 3rd and that 4th and 5th spot. Obviously with the finals being the top 2 get 2 chances at making the grand final, and it'll be crucial to pick up 3 points today.
Canberra United Academy coming into this game having only lost that last time they lost was that match against Belconnen United. The only other game they've been beaten in this season were by Canberra FC in round 5 and by Canberra Olympic yourself in round 1, so they've been in decent form.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit of a slow start to the season, and you kind of see that it seems to be they're getting beaten by the teams that seem to have more experience rather than so just a bit older than them, and maybe find ways around their fitness and their pace. So it'll be really interesting to see if they can, as the season goes on. I think they'll be maturing and can get a win against Belconnen today.
Well, let's have a look at the 2 teams, starting with Canberra United. In goal, Sally James. She's come in at the last minute for Izzy Davey, who's picked up an injury that we're hearing before kick-off. They're back for Sarah Morgan, Cess Matic, Courtney Halse and Emma Ilioski. Midfield of Molly Lawless, Isabella Ballack and Laura Hughes. Up front, Hayley Taylor-Young, Aoife Colville and Isabel Mulhall. Lots of talent in there, Grace, lots of pace, lots of footballing ability as well, and a fair few goals.
Yeah, definitely. They've got some great talent in there, and a lot of pace up front, and some really technical players in the midfield. And they'll be without young Carly Ross in today. She's over representing the Young Matildas in Indonesia, so it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that, as she was usually an integral part down the centre of the field.
And they're a very young team as well. You're telling me off air that the couple of the players are coming up to 18, but other than that, they're very young. Yeah,
they're an under-17 squad with 2 overage players, so they're really focused on the youth development, and they've got some young ones, I believe as young as 15, under 15s or 16s, and so they'll all be looking to get as much experience as they can against quality sides like Belconnen.
Belconnen's team lineup as follows: Nat Lacey in goal. Their back four: Bronte Pike, Jessie Rashart, Lauren Keir, Ellie Raymond. 3 in midfield for them as well: Caitlin Munoz, Katie Woodman and Nicole Jaloka. Up front: Maddie Whittle, Gemma Murphy and Jasmine Maguire. Fairly settled side from Belconnen United. Only a couple of changes from the team that we last saw. Ellie Raymond coming in for Sam Roth at fullback, and Gemma Murphy starting up front.
Yeah, poor Sammy Roth's got her wisdom teeth out on Tuesday, I heard, so she'll be resting for a little while. And with Michaela Day out over enjoying the World Cup in Russia, they've got a couple of replacements, but I think all in all they've got a really strong side that has been playing together for a long time.
I think Mickey Day got engaged while she was over there as well, didn't she?
Yeah,
so congratulations to her. She's watching this from afar.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
The referees today: Aisha Strutt is in the middle, Lawrence Morris and Lara Smith on the touchlines. Aisha Strutt is fairly newish to the WMPL, made her debut at this level as a referee a few weeks ago, so good to see some young referees coming through as well.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's a fitting game for her, with a young academy side and a really experienced Belconnen side, so best of luck to her.
Looking forward to the kick-off. Canberra United in the green shirts, black shorts and green socks. Belconnen United in their sky blue shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks as well. Floodlights on here at the AS. 5 o'clock kickoff, and just after we are now, and it's fairly cold. That wind's whipping through, Grace.
Yeah, I've been out in it all day, so it hasn't given me any surprises, but no, yet again it seems that Kanga Cup may be around the corner with weather like this.
There's a group of referees in the Kanga Cup Academy training on the fields behind us, and I understand a few of them have come from further north, and a couple from overseas as well, so they'll be enjoying the Canberra weather. They haven't been to Kanga Cup before.
I'm sure they've been briefed on what they need to wear and how cold it just can get.
So waiting for Aisha Strutt to get us underway. Canberra United kicking to our left in the first half. What we will see from Canberra United is plenty of possession on the ball. Like to play the ball around. Munoz in the middle of the park. There's a nice touch around the corner. Matic wins it. That was Morgan. There she is again. Good foot in early. The battle in the midfield is always going to be strong as Munoz tries to slide the ball down the channel. Chases on for Maddie Whittle. Good piece of defending there across the back there by Morgan.
Yeah, it'll be a good battle out there on the right-hand side with Maddie Whittle and Sarah Morgan. Both were in the Canberra United setup this previous season, and both know their strengths and weaknesses.
So Belko on the front foot initially. Raymond's throw. Can't keep in the rebound there from Whittle, and it'll be Canberra United ball. First time I've seen Canberra United this season. Been playing some good stuff from what I've heard, though.
Yeah, I think they've definitely grown into the season and composed themselves. Was lucky enough to play them in round 1 before having some time off, and I think as the season's gone on, they've found a bit of their stride and started seeing what works. And I think credit to Ryan Grogan, he's done really well to mature this side to be in the top 4 for this season.
Ball bounces around the middle of the field. Barrack's in there. It's won by Woodman. Half cleared by Matic to that far side with Ilioski. Pressure's on the fullback, and she does well to spin away and play the ball forward to Taylor Young. Barak in midfield, looking for her options. It's a good ball out wide, and here come United, the first time we've seen them as an attacking force, but nipped in the bud. Murphy has it for Belconnen. Expecting a lot of decent football today, Grace. Both sides like to enjoy knocking the ball around.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be a real test of the defensive structure. They've got some really quick players up front for the academy, but two of the most experienced centre-backs in the league. And just be really interesting to see who wins out in that battle.
Ilioski's under pressure, has to go back to a goalkeeper, James. Like I said, called in at the last minute after Davies suffered a knock. She's on the bench. Matic squares it off to House. Can't find Taylor Young. First chance on the far side. I think that's Mulhall. Looking for the ball through towards Taylor Young into the penalty area. Belconnen back in numbers. Raymond does the business with the clearance. Maguire goes back to Munoz. And Pike scored a cracking goal at Deakin Stadium, didn't she, Bronte Pike? One of 4 that she scored this season. Yeah,
she's, especially as a fullback, she's been doing really well, and she's also a young up-and-coming Canberra talent, and it's been really good that she's been taken under Ant's wing at Belconnen and given lots of game time, and she's reaping the benefits.
Zilioski in midfield to Taylor Young, to this near side to Barak. Skips away from the challenge. Good little step over there from Barak, looking for a runner ahead of her. Still going, Barak. Tries a shot from distance. It's dipping and swerving, and that's a super strike from Isabella Barak. And Canberra United have an early lead. Cat amongst the pigeons here. 4 minutes gone. The leaders are 1-0 down. Canberra Academy in front.
Yeah, it's a fantastic little bit of individual work from Barak. She's a talent. She was identified as player of the tournament back in under 13s when she was a 12-year-old, and that just shows that she's got incredible foot skills, and now she's able to put a finish on it.
Well, she got something behind that, didn't she? I think the dip and the swerve probably confused Nat Lacey a little bit. And that's what the game needed, I think. An early Canberra United goal should open it up.
It's definitely going to open up. Belconnen now chasing the game as probably the favoured team, and so it'll be really interesting to see how they respond in the next couple of minutes.
Well, I'm sure that goal was cheered to the rafters at Deakin Stadium by Canberra FC as well. They'll be wanting Canberra United to put a dent in Belconnen's title charge. Raymond with the throw. Plenty of time, of course, still to go. Here's Keir. Munoz. Back to Keir. One thing that Belconnen won't do is panic, will they, Grace?
No, they've used to this before, being behind, and they're a very experienced side in making sure they use the full 90 to get late goals, and as they've done so many times, score in the last minutes to steal all 3 points. And I'm sure they'll be looking to do that again.
Well, here they come again. Here's a first chance to see Colville with her pace running at the defender. Aoife Colville just breezes past the defender. A real chance here. Tried to square it off to Taylor Young rather than going for goal, and probably should have had a pop from there.
Yeah, maybe didn't want to favour it on her left foot, but already you see the pace of Colville, and her confidence to take on players is proving really dangerous, and Belconnen are going to be a lot tighter on her in defence.
The Blue Devils all at sea at the back at the moment, and it's the green shirts that are flooding forward. Here's Barak, who scored that wonderful goal just moments ago. Ilioski taking her time. No real options ahead of her, but she forces the ball wide to Mulhall. Looks to Turnpike and's got away from her as well. Off she goes. More green shirts in support. Here's Mulhall into the penalty area. Goes past the first defender, but the ball ran away. It's picked up by Taylor, I think that's Hughes, who tries a luck from distance as well, and that one just dipped over the crossbar. Yeah, good start. Yeah,
some really good individual skills shown from the academy side. It's what you love to see, and at the moment after that goal they seem to be all over Belconnen, and Belconnen are going to need to shift the momentum if they're going to get a goal at the other end.
Well, Lauren Keir is no slouch, but Aoife Colville made it look like she was treading in treacle there, didn't she? Just
I can
skip past her.
Can vouch for that. But yeah, Aoife and Hayley Taylor-Young have both got explosive power, and they'll run all for the full 90. So if not scoring in the first 10 minutes, look out for them as the game goes on.
It's Lawless. It's to this near side, and Morgan loses out to Whittle. Matic was there though. And here's Hals. Good pressure from Murphy, forces it to go all the back to James. No press on the keeper, so she can pick a pass to this near side, looking... Give us space all around the park. Munoz is in with a tackle. Lawless is there, but it runs away from her, and here's a Nicole Jalocca, who's been quite quiet early on. Chance here though for Woodman. That's a good piece of covering defence at the back by Hals. Belconnen still have the ball on the far side. There's always pressure when they've got the possession, isn't there? There's plenty of players that can shoot from distance as well.
Yeah, from both teams, and we've already seen that in the smallest player in the park, in Bella, and Munoz is a very intelligent player that can score headers, tap-ins and halfway shots, so it's something for the academy to be aware of.
Is that something that you've seen Barak have in her locker? Diminutive in stature, but a fair pack in that boot.
Yeah, for what she lacks in height, she makes up for in strength. She's incredibly strong and smart player that doesn't let a lot of people past her unless it's over her head. So
terrific change of direction, wasn't it? Here they come again. Kia needs to be on her toes. The change of direction was what created the space for her.
Yeah, she's low to the ground and can change her direction. She's very agile, and it's hard for the defender to read that so quickly. And all she needed was that metre of space, and she got a great finish away and put them up 1-0.
Yeah, we can feel a bit of wind blowing around up here. You can see the flags left to right, so it's actually with Belconnen in the first half. I would think it's swirling around a bit though. Hopefully it won't make too much of a difference. Here's Whittle. Munoz playing a bit deeper. With a Rashart.
Yeah, you can see Munoz trying to encourage the Belconnen centre backs to go forward and overload that midfield, and if they want to get a goal back, it's exactly what they need to do.
Munoz, left footed, clips it forward, but she's overhit that one. That's easy for James. Can't miss the goalkeeper in that bright orange get up.
No, it's a forever changing fluorescent colours coming from the academy goalkeepers.
They do say those fluorescent kits make it harder for forwards, apparently.
Yeah, makes it they always say they wear bright shirts, so when you take penalties, that's all they see. But we'll see if it proves to work this game.
It's worked a bit in the World Cup for some keepers.
Yeah, and then seemed to be a haunted goal at one end of the field with a couple of howlers from some goalkeepers. But
unfortunate one for the Uruguayans this morning, wasn't there?
Yes.
It was a lovely turn by Morgan, but she gives the ball away, wins it back though. Colville goes back to her keeper, happy to start again with James. Lawless under pressure from 3 blue shirts. It's been picked up by Maguire, looking for the overlap run of Pike, trying to get around for a crossing angle if she can, but that's good defending. Hustling her back. Ball's whipped in towards Murphy, bouncing around in the penalty area. Murphy's in there again. It's been hooked away, and Lawless tries to complete the clearance. Bit of a physical mismatch with Munoz, who wins a free kick. Oh. And they stop it quickly. Kaylee Munoz thought about going early, but this is a shooting opportunity for her.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll look to place this in the top corner, and
this is probably the perfect distance for Caitlin Munoz to get it up and down. We know she's got thunder in that left foot.
Yes, and she looked to almost hit it quite early, but the academy players were smart enough to delay that ball, and see how she goes.
Well, James has lined up a 3-person wall. Here's Munoz. Will she go for goal? She will. It's dipping, but it's straight down the throat of James, who'd positioned herself very well and comfortably took it. Gets her team back in the way as quick as she can, but Belconnen alerts. And here is Munoz. Are you surprised to see Colville playing on this left-hand side rather than through the middle?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think I know from previously playing in that academy setup, the front three are very interchangeable, but perhaps they're trying to exploit the fullback's pace with Aoife and giving Hayley Taylor-Young a little chance at playing at that 9 position.
Lawless comes to Morgan. She goes back to central defender Matic. Turns nicely. Morgan again. Good press from Belconnen though, causing her to face away from goal and go back to her goalkeeper. James under pressure here with the wind, and did well to get a foot through that one and clear.
Yeah.
But the good pressure and good pressing from Belco.
Yeah, they seem to be gaining a little bit of momentum now, and but it still seems to be the ratio in the box when they're in their front third is far more CUA players than Belconnen, and if they're crossing balls into the box and there's no one in there to score, then they're going to waste a lot of ball.
Sarah Morgan's had a lot of touches in the opening moments of the game. Colville. Good pressure from Whittle. It's back to Morgan again. Comes in field. Barak, that's a bit loose. Opportunity for Maguire. Munoz. Woodman, but good defending by Hughes. Nipped it in the bud straight away. Here's Raymond. Heavily strapped right knee there, Ellie Raymond. Keir. Now Woodman. Manages the half turn, but good defending in the end. It was Lawless who got in the way. Wonder if that's precautionary for Ellie Raymond there, do you think?
Yeah, I'm not
Grace?
sure. I haven't heard of anything. She's obviously, I'm sure she'll try being for she's also got strapping on her left wrist, so perhaps she's just got some little niggles that she wants to nurture, and hopefully she can see out the 90.
Jalocka won the header, but it's come straight back. Keir. Plenty of time for Lauren Keir. So she feeds Rashard. Munoz. Rashard again. Hughes is closest. Looked to slide in, but didn't get a touch. Now Maguire finds Keir. Bit of space for Lauren Keir to bring forward. She's overhit that one though. Was looking for Pike's run. Nice idea.
Yeah, I think Belconnen just need to be a little bit more patient with the ball. Academy is sitting really deep, so they have a lot of time space in the back line, and if you do hit balls like that and they're not to a player, it's an easy turnover.
James with the goal kick. You're watching live women's NPL football on Bar TV. It's Canberra United 1, Belconnen United 0. The goal kick's a bit short. Here's Munoz. Thought about lining one up. Clearance completed by Hals. Woodman. Raymond on halfway. Looking for Whittle. Covered her threats well so far. She's created some space for Rashard. First time she's had a pocket to work in.
Yeah, it's looking a lot more positive. They're circulating the ball and able to get their centre-backs to drive through. And now it's just about, like you just saw then, finding those passes to feet or just in behind the CUA defence and crosses into the box.
That wind is cold, isn't it?
Yeah.
Howling across the top of the commentary area here on top of this stand.
My hands and toes are losing their feeling.
Already. Only about 15 minutes in. Long way to go as well.
Yeah, and also a long way to go in winter, so
That's true.
I have to get used to it.
It's Munoz. Been the main source for Belconnen so far. They've tried to give her the ball as often as possible, and why not? Maguire's robbed. A chance for Taylor Young to race forward. She's got Colville ahead of her, but couldn't quite find the pass.
Yeah, just a little bit overhit there. She probably could have backed herself and taken down to the byline for a cutback. They were outnumbered Belconnen just then, and would have been able to find feet a little bit easier.
Pike intercepted Hal's pass. Jalocka goes backwards. It's thumped forward by Maguire, who's dropped into the left-back position, while Pike's pushed further forward. It's asking a lot of James, who does well. Gets a bit lucky. Here's Jalocka. A few passes going astray at the moment. Good firm header at the back there from Matic. Maybe a chance for United on the break. The Academy looking to utilise their pace once more, but Belconnen dropping deep, and Lauren Keir can just shepherd that one back towards Lacey. He's going to have to complete the clearance for her. Keir right in the far corner. Goes forward towards Pike. Iloski stands off and Hughes snaps into the tackle on a couple of occasions. Now the chase is on. Been some uncharacteristically sloppy passing from the Blue Devils early on, Grace.
Yeah, you can kind of see in the picture now, they're quite staggered, and there's quite a lot of gaps between their back line and their midfield and forward line, and they seem to just be getting into one zone and then not being able to find another pass and giving away cheap turnovers like that. I'd really still like to see their fullbacks or their centre backs driving in and creating that overload and a bit more of a link between that midfield and the forward line.
This is Lawless. Does well to skip away from the first challenge. Munner's got a boot in. It's Colville's touch, and that should be a free kick, and it is. They're happy to let Belconnen have the ball, aren't they? Because when they turn it over, they break, and they break quickly. Yeah,
they're playing to their strengths. They're probably individually not as strong as some of the Belconnen players, so they know that to win the ball back, they all need to get behind the ball, and they've got pace up front, knowing that if they break away, a bit like Belgium and Brazil this morning, that they can finish and get some goals on the board.
So was that Barak doing her De Bruyne impression?
Yeah,
goal?
Maybe. I see her a little bit more like Eden Hazard, I think.
A bit more of a Hazard?
I think Hughes is a bit more of a De Bruyne, but no, I think it was if they were at that level, they'd probably be scoring a few more.
Here's Mulhall looking to clip it in towards Colville. Wasn't able to get on the end of that one. They've got the front three, Mulhall, Telly Young and Colville, switching around, giving problems for the Belconnen back four. That's a good challenge in the middle of the park by Morgan again. Put herself about in the first half so far. Kia can't go backwards, so needs to come forwards. Jaloka. Now Munoz. Looking for a raking ball forward, looking for the run of Raymond. Matic is across to meet it. He's got away from it for a moment. Raymond. Matic wins the ball back though. Good solid piece of defending from Cecilia Matic. Both centre-backs look very comfortable in the Canberra United Academy setup, don't they?
Yeah, Ceci is a really experienced, although she's quite young and calm player on the ball, and Courtney's got a lot more experience, having a couple more years in this setup, so both really good, strong, and have height to be able to defend balls in the air as well.
Murphy slides it through for Whittle. Looked to fire that one across goal. That came off of Health, and bit of a miscommunication at the back there from James and the covering defender. I think was that Ilioski coming across?
Hughes. I'm not quite sure what the communication would have been there, but I think both called mine, and it's ended up going out for a corner.
Well, better for those of a green persuasion that it's out for a corner than in the back of the net. But a set-piece opportunity for the Blue Devils. The first time we've seen them get one of these chances, and it'll be Maguire to take. They do have a height advantage. Munoz is an obvious target in and around the penalty spot. Hopefully there won't be quite so much grappling off these kind of corners. You don't see it here. The ball comes in, bounces off a Woodman. Opportunity perhaps. Half a clearance by Matic and hooked away. Don't see that in the women's game very often, do you, Grace, the grappling off corners that you get in the men's?
No, especially not the intensity that we've seen at the World Cup in some of the recent games. But yeah, I think women also, don't pose as big a threat in the air, and those that do are often treasured, just like our Sam Kerr in the national team. So Munoz is one of those players that can score off headers, and if you don't grapple, she often does. The
physical presence in there, isn't it, that she brings, and her years of experience. The ball is with Sarah Morgan. Looks to go down the line towards Mulhall. Throws it over her head, unfortunately. Munoz can pick it up though. Barak sticking to her. Nothing letting Munoz turn at all.
Yeah, that would be a great little battle on the field. Munoz is just as strong as Bella and got the height over her, so it'll be really interesting to see how they defend each other and how they can beat each other 1v1.
Here's Jaloka. Maguire. Toe in at the back from Hulse. And here they come again on the break, looking for Colville. It's overhit this time, and Rashart picks it up for Belconnen. Raymond's right tight to this touchline. She'll do well to keep that in, stretching. It was just rolling away from her on this slick surface. Yeah,
just a little bit quick. Probably could have almost run it to the touchline before taking the slide, but nonetheless, it's not a crucial turnover.
Morgan's there. Goes down under the challenge of Whittle and Jaloka. Free kick, says Aisha Strutt. who's let it flow as much as she can so far. It's been an entertaining first half.
I think she's done really well so far. All the fouls have been called are clear fouls, and if the players aren't arguing with you, then I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any dissent towards any of the decisions so far. One swept forward, easily won it in the air by Rashard at the back. Whittle picks up the pieces. Woodman under pressure. She's going to come away with the ball though, looking for Maguire. Tried the first time, ball around the corner, didn't work.
Yeah, you could see what she was doing there. It would have been great ball if it came off, but
James has bashed it straight into her, and the goalkeeper's got a fortunate ricochet there. She'll say she played that.
Yeah, as all goalkeepers do.
Fortunate moment, bounced straight off of Maguire, who was chasing it through. Could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you don't put the pressure on, you don't know what will happen, and she nearly reaped the benefits there and got herself a goal.
It's been a real tactical battle so far, hasn't it? There's not been too many goal mouth opportunities. We have had the one goal. Isabella Barrack's super strike after only 4 minutes, but other than that, it's been a real sort of chess match.
Yeah, and you look at that goal and the outlier in it, it was a bit of individual brilliance from Bella, and if the game continues as it is, the individual brilliance is probably going to win them the game, or if Belconnen can pull some out of the bag as well, get them back in the game.
Woodman goes back to Rashart in the centre circle. Pressure comes on from Colville. It's picked up by Mulhall. She wanted Colville to get on her bike. Rashart read it. Raymond has it. Blue Devils looking to attack. Raymond's ball forward is into no man's land. That'll be nice and easy for Courtney Hulse. Happy to bring this one away. Morgan's been industrious so far, hasn't she? She's had a lot of ball on this near side.
Yeah, she's a great little left-footed talent. Very vocal on the field, and loves the ball at her feet, and she can really get up and down the sideline, and she's got a cracking left foot shot as well.
Hughes into the penalty area. Still going, Laura Hughes. Shot comes in, but Lacey was behind it. Thought she may have thought about going down there for a moment when she burst through the two defenders, but she stayed on her feet and got the shot away. Tested Lacey.
Yeah, no, you don't see that in the women's game. They stay on their feet and try to take that opportunity, and it was really good little play from Hughesy, using two players to glide past, and an alright shot.
Yeah, she got a bit behind it, didn't she? Straight down the throat of Lacey, who positioned herself well. Here come Belconnen. This is Keir. Ball forward towards Whittle. Maguire's made the run, but that's overhit. I don't think anyone could complain about the playing surface here at the AIS, can they?
No, it's quite a lovely pitch to play on, train on. I wish we had more of them around Canberra, but I'll be looking forward to the Deakin Stadium pitch tomorrow as well.
James will take the goal kick. Have you played on this field before, Grace?
Many times. Train all in the summer, and all camps with the Australian teams, and a lot of games when we were with the CUA Academy a couple of years ago. So it's my second home, the AIS, really.
Here's Pike. Ball's played forward and it's deflected off of Murphy. Still 1-0. The Academy having scored early. House brings it forward. Looking for an option ahead of her. Kind of ran into trouble there, didn't they? There wasn't really much movement in the front third.
Yeah, you can see the fuss, or hear the frustration between the academy players when you have a centre back driving forward and no forward runs. It's probably the time to put your foot on the ball and circulate the ball out the other side.
Lacey has it at the back. Rashart will bring it forward. Woodman asked a lot of Munoz. Keir wins the battle at the back, and Matic does likewise for United. But Whittle is on the charge for the Blue Devils. Goes down under the challenge, and another free kick. Barrack penalised this time, and the referee is getting out a yellow card there for Isabella Barrack. I guess you can say she was breaking up a promising attack there. Kia for Blue Devils. Will she go for... goal?
Even if it was going in, the loopy ball.
So as I said, 28 minutes played live on Bar TV Sports, Women's National Premier League football on a bitterly this week.
No, I think they've all gone into hiding with the cold.
Because it's freezing. Feels like it's going to snow, doesn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if overnight we get some frost.
We've had some very minus temperatures in Canberra this week. We're back tomorrow, live football in the Men's National Premier League. It's Gungahlin United versus Canberra FC. A match that's got major implications for the top four and the chase for the title there, as this one does as well. Canberra United leading. Foot in by Morgan. Munoz just sweeps that ball first time down the wing, looking for the run of Whittle. Good piece of tracking back by Taylor Young. Interchange positions well, don't they, these academy girls?
Yeah, you know, the positions they play are very loose in the sense of you got your wingers and your central players, and they're all able to interchange, and they know their jobs in each of those roles, and also their work ethic's really high, and so they'll chase back and forth for the full 90 and never give up.
Lawless wants a free kick, and she's going to get one. And chance for the academy to push some numbers forward. Once Aisha Strutt's happy with where the ball's being placed, that is. Morgan's going to go left-footed. Bit of space out on the wing. On that far-hand side. That's where she's sending it. One in the air by Pike. No real pressure on the Belconnen defender when she did win that ball. There's definitely pressure on the midfield on Jaloka. Here's Keir. Slides it forward from Munoz. Matic is there. Colville to Mulhall. Nice turn. She's got away from Raymond. Beautifully done there by Isabel Mulhall. Can she pick a pass in the middle? Looks for Colville. Rashart's there that uses her years of experience to get her body in the way and defends it well, but what a lovely piece of skill from Mulhall.
Yeah, really good. Again, a nice little bit of individual skill and a good ball in, and yeah, smart, mature defending from the centre back.
That ball was towards Murphy. Bounced out towards Maguire. Morgan won it. Hughes is there, but Munoz finds the ball to Jaloka. Barak stands her up. Woodman. Now Whittle. Pike makes the run on the overlap. Looks to feed her into the channel. It's a good ball too. Can Pike keep it in? Not quite. Nice idea.
Yeah, it was actually a really good ball in. I kind of thought that Bronte Pike had another gear in her to get that cross in. May have been on an unfavoured left foot. So, but another positive play from Belconnen there, and they're showing signs of getting in behind the CUA defence.
James takes the goal kick. Pike sends it straight back. Here's Jalocka rather. They're going to slide the ball through. Again, her pass is overhit. It's going to stay in play though. Not quite what Morgan wanted, but she shields the ball well. And James can send it forward. Only as far as Raymond, who prods it straight back in, flicked on. Might fall for Jalocka on the edge of the area. Lawless and Barak make sure she can't get the ball under control. There's good pressure this from Belconnen. They're not allowing Canberra United a second on the ball, and Taylor Young tries to relieve it by using her pace, but concedes a free kick.
Yeah, it was a little bit soft there. I'm not sure if it was more so a fall over her own feet, Munoz, but nonetheless it's not in a too threatening position, so they won't be too displeased with the foul.
Well, Pike will try and launch this, I think, in towards the danger zone. Only got two shirts on the edge of the box. Munoz now joining Woodman and Murphy in the general vicinity of where this is going to go from Pike. It's a bit short though. Lawless just volleys it away. Pike back again. Backs her pace. Looks to take on Ilioski, who defends that well. Uses her body positioning good into the best of her ability. But the pressure's mounting from Belconnen.
Yeah, I think you've seen a couple of times a lot of overhit balls, but they're the right ideas, and if they start to come off and are going 2 feet or into the path of a runner, they'll start finding a lot more shots on goal and hopefully some goals to level the score.
They're getting a lot more of the ball than they did early on, and that flag's gone up, and now it's gone down again. It went up against Woodman, who went for the ball initially, and then I think there was no flag.
Yeah, I think maybe the linesman might have got a bit confused with the runners and
I think so.
Who the initial player was, but
I think she just went. Lara Smith just went a little bit early on the flag there, didn't she? The right idea. I think Woodman was offside, but the tracking winner, which I think was Maguire, wasn't. Came off of Canberra United hit.
A little bit calmer up here than it is down at the corner flag.
Can't say I'm sorry about that, Grace.
Neither can I.
Maguire, great corner, swings towards the far post. Header comes in, and that should be 1-1, and it is. And it's Jessie Rashard, I think, who's coming on the far post. We talked about the height advantage, and she uses it to her advantage. Blue Devils are level.
Yeah, she's, I think, around the park, and that was a great ball, curling ball in at the back post, and she didn't even have to jump then to finish a nice little header into the far corner.
Corner was inch perfect, wasn't it? And like you say, she didn't even need to jump. It was right on her head, and she did what she needed to do. She headed it downwards, and that caused problems for the goalkeeper, and James just couldn't get down quick enough.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what, with headers, if they're good balls in, all they need to do is be on target, and usually they're so hard for a keeper to react to that they end up hitting the back of the net.
Well, you wouldn't say that goal has been coming, but you'd certainly felt that Belconnen had more possession of the ball, and that's Jessie Rashard's 4th of the season. Not a bad return for the centre-back. Yeah,
Belconnen are famously known for nearly all players, I believe, all but Lauren Keir on the scoreboard this season, and it just show why they've got strengths all over the park, from 1v1s to set pieces, and I think it's really good for the Belconnen side to show their strength.
Yeah, in the starting 11 today, only Lauren Keir and Katie Woodman haven't found the target for the Blue Devils. Morgan gets a free kick off of Munoz. A little tug back there from Caitlin Munoz. We've seen Caitlin Munoz in Canberra United green plenty of times, haven't we?
Yes, many seasons, for 10 seasons. She's been there since the start, and it's really good after a fair few injuries in her career that she's still back on the field, playing the 90 minutes in this temperature.
Fair to say she's a legend of Canberra women's football, Caitlin Munoz. Hoping to lead Belconnen to yet more trophies. Here's Whittle. Morgan sees her off well. Looks to go long to Mulhall. He skips away from Raymond again. Does well, Mulhall infield. Hughes. The switch from Morgan to Lawless. Taylor Young takes it in a stride. Munoz is with her. Still going. Good ball in. Real chance here for Laura Hughes onto that right foot. Defensively, Woodman did enough. Breaks out for Mulhall, and she gets that all wrong, but great chance there for Hughes.
Yeah, really great vision from Taylor Young there. Sliced that ball just in between 3 of the Belconnen players to find the feet of Hughes, and she'll be annoyed with herself that she didn't put that one away.
And Mulhall was annoyed with herself for the follow-up, wasn't she?
Yeah. One of those split-second decisions that you wish you could have back.
You could hear her from here. Here's Lacey. Better build-up, though, from the academy. On that occasion, as you said, Taylor Young preeminent in that attack. Keir comes forward to Whittle. Holds the ball up nicely, tries to get away from Morgan and does for the first time. Now can she slide a ball through, looking for Jalocka or Raymond. Jalocka's on her toes, but James has read that well.
Yeah, again, it just looks like it was a really good run from Whittle to shake off Morgan, but it just looks like they're 1 or 2 steps off the pace when anticipating that through ball and almost reacting to the ball through rather than being proactive, and it's letting them down on a couple of occasions.
James hoiked that one into the sky. It's going to break for Lawless. Hughes is there. Munoz just bundles through, and Lawless is going to win a free kick. Good challenge for Barak and Lawless against Munoz in that middle of the park, isn't it?
Yeah, I think not only is it a good battle, but great experience to watch what the older players do in the park, and with their maturity and experience, and pick up. I always love picking up little tricks and tips from Munoz, and I definitely take a lot of that into my game these days.
Hals swings it forward looking for Taylor Young. A lot of space in midfield. Raymond, who's looked far more comfortable going forward than she has defending Mulhall today. Munoz. Woodman. Jalocka square, but goes forward towards Murphy. And she's defended well by Matic, who got the toe in. In fact, it must have come off of Murphy because the throw-ins have been given to the academy. Fair to say that some of the Belconnen players didn't agree with that one. Yeah,
it was possibly the biggest call of the night so far, but at the end of the day, throw-ins aren't goals, and they won't be thinking about that after the game.
That's it. If that's going to be the most contentious goal we get all evening, we'll be happy.
Yes.
Here's Whittle, using her strength well to hold off of Hughes, but can't squeeze the ball through to a blue shirt, and Hulse can bring it away, looking for Mulhall. It's deflected nicely into her stride, but she runs straight into Keir, and Raymond can complete the clearance back to her keeper. But they do look dangerous on the break. It's been a very, very good game of women's football here live on Bar TV Sports. Munoz sends it forward 1-1 at the AIS between first place Canberra Belconnen United and third placed Canberra United Academy. Lawless looks for Taylor Young. Pike's in there with the tackle. Which players have impressed you the most so far, Grace?
I've been really impressed by Hayley Taylor Young and Mulhall out on the wings for Academy. They've been really threatening and really good at 1v1 battles, as well as I think the whole backline for CUA have been doing really well. And for Belconnen Munoz, you can see she's trying to coach the team and how to get forward and get more goals off free play, and I think she's been outstanding for them as well.
Culver got that one caught under her feet, otherwise she was one-on-one with Rashart. I think Jessie Rashart was probably quite relieved that happened, because there was a lot of green field behind her. It's Hals. Goes back to James. It's a lot of touches, Sally James. They're quite happy to go back to their goalkeeper and trust in her to send it forward.
Yeah, it's such an important thing for a goalkeeper to have, is good foot. Good at their feet and be able to read the game and know when to help out the team.
Here's Munoz, used her strength to win the ball. Going to slide it in towards Whittle. It's going to break for Raymond. And she's going to have an opportunity to swing this into the danger zone. It's a good ball in there too. Header from Munoz. But it lacks the power to trouble James, who collects it on the first bounce. Good ball in from Raymond though.
Yeah, really good ball. Unfortunately, Munoz was a step ahead of that ball and had to backtrack, so she wasn't able to get the power. But it would have been great to see another runner coming into the box, perhaps to generate that power and get a finish on goal.
Always difficult to generate any power with the neck muscles from that distance with the ball behind you.
Yeah, it almost has to be an empty goal or empty net for those ones to go in.
Is that ball gone out of play? It has. It'll be thrown to Belconnen United, or to the lines. Lara Smith on this near side pointed Belconnen's way.
Yeah, I believed it was Belconnen.
And in fact, no. They've changed their minds and they'll give it to Canberra United Academy. Colville hooks that one around the corner, looks for Mulhall, who's got in bit of pace behind, looks to stab it into the path of Colville, who's in on goal here. Out comes Lacey. Colville got there first, but Lacey did enough to stand her ground and stop the league's leading goal scorer, adding to her tally.
Yeah, she did well there, Lacey. She committed. The killer is if you hesitate, so she backed herself to go and proved to be the right decision.
Ilioski slides it forward, is picked off by Munoz. Now Whittle. Good movement from Maddie Whittle all evening so far. Jaloka forward towards Maguire. Bounced away from her. Mulhall just prods it back infield to Hughes. Hulse. And back to James once more. The Academy starting from the back. Looking for Taylor Young, who's beaten in the air by Pike. Nice turn from Whittle. Gets herself into the penalty area, but the two green shirts of the Academy are there and House can bring it clear. Yeah,
it was a good piece of defending from Ilioski there, just to get an extra touch before Whittle went down, and no foul.
Taylor Young and Colville exchange passes, and Taylor Young will keep this in and run at Pike. She showed she's got the beating of her earlier, and she's got past her once more. Opportunity this for Taylor Young, still going. Shot comes in, and Lacey's behind it once again.
Yeah, again, did really well there. Finding that 1v1 battle quite easy, the Academy wingers, and now they're just going to be able to find that clinical pass or clinical finish.
Barak. Little spin on the ball again. Looks to find a pass down the line, but it's easily picked up by the Blue Devils, and Kia sends it further forward, looking for Whittle. Lawless wins it. Taylor Young. Ilioski. Give that one away. Picked up by Raymond. And she gives it away to Matic. Morgan. Under pressure from Raymond, so she's forced to go backwards again. And they've shown throughout the game that they're happy to go backwards. There's plenty of footballers in that back four.
Yeah, they're happy to play anywhere along the park. And
that's the first half. Aisha Strutt calls an end to proceedings, and it's been an entertaining game, Grace. It was an early start for the Academy. An early goal from Isabella Barrett gave them the lead, but after that Belconnen grew into it a bit, didn't they, and deserved their equaliser through Jessie Rashart, and then we saw another sporadic spell of Canberra Academy pressure towards the end. So do you think 1-1's probably fair where we are?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's been a big battle in the middle of the park today, and it's really coming down to who's more clinical, and there's been chances on both ends, and Belconnen have shown that offset pieces, once again, they're dangerous, and Academy, some individual brilliance, has saw some great opportunities.
Well, we're all off to try and warm up our hands and feet, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so for the second half, live here on Bar TV Sports at the AIS at half-time. It's Canberra United Academy 1, Belconnen United 1. Welcome back to the AIS, where it's the second half of the Women's National Premier League between Canberra United in the green and Belconnen United in the blue. I'm Russ Gibbs, your commentator. With me, Grace Marr. Grace, we enjoyed the first half. We're expecting it to open up a little bit in the second.
Yeah, hopefully we get both teams find some more space in behind and get a couple more shots on goal and test out the keepers. I think they've had it pretty easy so far, and hopefully we have some more goals and someone comes away with the 3 points.
Did you have a chance to warm your hands up at half-time?
Yeah, well, I've got my little hand warmer now, so hopefully my fingers won't fall off by the end of the match.
We don't take any liability for that. You don't need your fingers to play tomorrow anyway, do you?
No, it's true. It means even better that I don't have to ever help out at goals.
So it's Canberra United in the green, as I said, attacking the goal to a right in this second half. We'll just run through the lineups in a moment for you. It's a battle in the middle of the field. Was that Hughes who's getting involved?
Colville.
Or Colville dropping deep, rather. So the Canberra United team, James in goal, Morgan, Matic, Hals and Ilioski across the back, Lawless, Barak and Hughes in midfield, Taylor Young, Colville and Mulhall, the forward. Murray Hughes gets snapped into the challenge. Hals picks it up. Rather in goal, Pike, Rashard, Keir and Raymond across the back. Midfield of Munoz, Woodman and Jaloka, their front three, Whittle, Murphy and Maguire. Barak gave Canberra United an early lead and Jesse Rashard's header brought Belconnen level. That's where we stand. Here's Whittle. Sweeping ball. Runner. What were your thoughts from the first half, Grace? What did you take out of that in terms of where you think this game might end up? Ball forward looking for Mulhall. And the shadows lengthening across the AIS. The wind seems to have died down a bit though, Grace.
Yeah, I think the still air of Canberra Knights is starting to set in as it gets a little bit later, which is a nice relief, and I'm sure the field's going to start getting a bit of dew on the ground and it might actually play a part in picking up the ball speed in the match.
Munoz flicks it to this near side. Pike is beaten by the bounce. Taylor Young might pick it up before Pike can. And Pike came back to defend well and get a toe in. Morgan wants to go quickly. In fact, it's Ilioski, rather. My apologies. Forced to go back to a goalkeeper, the fullback. And James tried to pick her back out with the return pass, but it beat everybody. It's out for a throw, which Pike will get us back underway. Maguire. Pike. Looking to win a corner and gets one. Chance for the set pieces. We saw how dangerous Belconnen were in the first half when Rashard equalised from these kind of situations.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to get as many corners as they can and send all their tall timber up into the box.
Opportunity then to swing this one into the danger zone. Rashard, who scored the equaliser, is in there. Munoz is in there too. Woodman is there as well. Jaloka's making the late run into the edge of the 6-yard box. That's where it's headed. Munoz won the header and his volley clear at the back post by Morgan. Colville's after the pieces. Shot comes in from Keir from distance. It was dipping, but would have to be some strike to beat Sally James from there. Matic is ball forward. Whittle has it. Blue Devils on the front foot. Ball in, chance here. Opportunity on the edge of the penalty area. It's bouncing around for Maguire. She can't get her foot out.
Yeah, you can see it start to open up a little bit more for Belconnen. The academy players are possibly a touch or two just off the pace and marking, but again now they're launching a counter. So it's starting to look a bit more end-to-end, and hopefully it starts opening up for some more clear goal-scoring opportunities.
Couple of results in the men's NPL from earlier today. Woden Western FC 1, Tuggeranong United 1, and Riverina Rhinos 3, Monero Panthers 2. Monero Panthers throwing away a 2-goal lead there to lose to Riverina in Griffith. And the latest score at McKellar Park, just up the road from here, Belconnen United 2, Canberra Olympic 2. And Canberra Olympic were 2-0 up in that one as well. So Belconnen United fought back in that one from 2-0 down to get to 2-2. They were 1-0 down here, and they're 1-1. So
yeah,
good recovery.
I believe last time Monero Panthers and Riverina versed, Monero gave up a 4-0 or 3-0 lead.
3-0.
3-0 lead, yeah. And that's really good to see the Belconnen bouncing back against the top side. And be a good finish for that match.
Yeah, plenty of time still to go in that one over at McKellar Park. As I mentioned earlier, live NPL football tomorrow comes from Gungahlin Enclosed. It's Gungahlin United versus Canberra FC. Plenty of women's matches tomorrow as well, including Grace Mars Canberra Olympic playing Canberra FC at Deakin Stadium. We might get to see Grace Mar in the blue shirt tomorrow if all goes well.
Yes, fingers crossed, and hopefully a couple of goals to go with that as well.
If you can thaw out in time for tomorrow. Ball comes in, real chance here, and a header from Maguire comes back off the crossbar. Real opportunity that was, and she connected superbly with it. James was beating all ends up. Here's Munoz. She tries to look from distance. It's dipping, and it's just going to drop wide of goal. But what a ball in, and what a great header from Maguire. And unfortunately, the woodwork denies her. Yeah,
but that's really what we've been asking for all game, is those opportunities that are saved by the woodwork or just gone missing. But that was a great ball in, and a really strong header from Maguire. And it's just one of those ones where a centimetre or a little bit softer, and it might have dipped just in under the barb. But another great follow-through shot from Munoz as well.
If anything, she caught it a bit too plumb, didn't she, on the head? A little bit less of a contact.
Are a hard thing to master, and those that do it well score a lot of goals.
Especially from that kind of delivery as well, as dipping across. It was a beautifully timed ball, great run, and a warning sign for Canberra United's academy that the Blue Devils are the league leaders for a reason. Here's Jaloka. Keir. Clipping it forward. Hughes has misjudged the bounce, but she's helped out at the back by Hals, who brings it away. A very solid game at the back now. She asks Ilioski to lengthen her stride. Pike's back there. She uses Lacey. Barak's putting the pressure on. Keir needs to be careful. Does well to bring it away. Now Raymond from fullback. Bit of space for Murphy. Miscontrols the ball though, and Ilioski is there to tidy up.
Yeah, the game's really opening up at the moment, and you're seeing the ball move down end to end, and one of the teams really needs to control the ball a little bit more and make these chances stick.
Taylor Young into the challenge. Good challenge from Jaloka. Munoz tries to spin Hughes and concedes a free kick. And thought for a moment that Hughes might be going into the book, but she's not.
Yeah, I know Academy have picked up a fair few yellow cards. I think Hughes has picked up about 4 or so of those, and a lot from little niggles and little silly fouls like that. But she might want to be careful, although she may miss the next match.
We're going to see a change here from Belconnen United. Gemma Murphy is going off, and this is Jessie Williams coming into the striking role. 8 goals this season for Williams, so another one of the Belconnen players who knows where the net is.
Yeah, and she hasn't probably had as many minutes as she has had in previous seasons, but to still get 8 goals to her name, it means she's doing pretty well and in fine form.
Ball in, and the header comes on from...
I believe that
was that Munoz?
Yeah.
Just couldn't see by camera.
Able to probably get a header on there, but Munoz was the one to finish it.
Just quietly, Grace, how excited are you to be able to get back onto the field tomorrow?
Extremely excited. I've all week knowing that I'm allowed to have had little moments of shivers and excitement, and it's been really great to be back training and just playing football and enjoying it pain-free, and I can't wait to see how it helps me on the field.
Well, it should be a good game tomorrow at Deakin Stadium. Canberra FC versus Canberra Olympic. Important match for both sides. This one's important here as well in the Women's National Premier League live on Bar TV Sports. Canberra United Academy 1, Belconnen United 1. Belconnen United, as they did for most of the first half, have had a lot of the pressure since the game started again in the second half. Munoz with this latest free kick into the danger zone. Well defended on that occasion. It's going to fall for Raymond, who fires a shot in. Real chance for Williams to turn it goalwards, and she has done with her first touch coming on as a substitute. You talked about how good she is in front of goal, and we saw it then. Instinctive finish. Blue Devils 2-1 up.
Yeah, there you go. It was a pretty decent ball in, but Belconnen were first to pounce on the rebound and caught Academy a little bit off guard there. It seemed 2 unmarked Belconnen plays, both onside, and both could have scored that tap-in finish.
The alertness, though, of Williams to be there in that area where she needed to be, and that's a masterstroke of a substitution from Auntie Jagaring, isn't it? Although we're having our own version of VAR here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Lawrence Morris is coming in to have a chat about whether or not it was offside.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from the angle up here, but it'll be interesting to see what they come up with without any replays.
She did have a huge amount of space in the area, and the goal's given. Good for them to have the chat anyway, but Williams somehow stole in there, didn't she? And no one went with her.
Yeah, and it was also just a really clinical finish. Just curled that ball into the far corner, and she made it look very easy, but with the pace that the ball had on it, it was no easy feat.
And how smug must Auntie Jagger, having made that change? Yeah,
it's always a great feeling as a coach when some of the decisions of player personnel you make, they can come through for you, and but I'm sure you'll give all credit to Jessie and the team.
A real striker's goal. Now, what have Canberra United Academy got in response? Can they find a way back onto level terms? Or will Belconnen United take the game away from them? Pike slices that one right in front of us. Ilioski goes to Taylor Young. Barak looks to clip that ball down the wing, looking for Mulhall, but it's been picked off by Raymond, whose cross shot that was that Williams turned in. Here's Raymond again, looking for a runner again. Prodded away, only as far as Barak. Raymond seems to be full of beans in the second half.
Yeah, got a second wind, but Academy starting to look a bit flustered and a bit frustrated with each other and themselves, and at the moment they're not going to be able to pull back the score if they're playing with frustration and giving cheap turnovers.
They might be helped with a turnover like that.
Yeah.
Colville tried the shot. It's going to come for Lawless, who just sent it back towards Colville. Looks to turn and get a shot away, and that's a sharp turn as well. Lacked the power to test Lacey, but a warning sign that Canberra United Academy aren't done just yet.
Yeah, like we've been saying all game, they're strong on the break and dangerous, and Belconnen must be weary of that when they're only ahead by 1.
It's Matic. Options on the bench for Canberra United include Laura Agnew, Elke Itolu, Stella DeMarco and Sasha Grove. So options for them to change for Ryan Grogan. Ball into the penalty area here. A real chance for a third. It could be, and it is. Prodded in on the far post. And is that Williams again?
So I can hear
hear
the sideline calling out Jess's name.
It ricocheted about into the penalty area, and I think Williams was sharpest to react once more, and she prods it home, and 2 goals have Belconnen United on their way to 3 more points.
Yeah, like that. The momentum's really switched, and they were, from the kick-off for the second half, they've been putting pressure on, coming away with the goods.
It's a bit of a surprise. The ball fizzed across the penalty. Couldn't really see where it ricocheted around. Couldn't really see from this distance who got the final touch, but I'm fairly certain it was Williams who stuck the boot out and has another goal. And Belconnen United now 3-1 up, have a chance to put this one to bed.
Yeah, and they've seemed to see I've made a substitute. I think Mulhall's come off, and one of the young up-and-coming CUA girls has come on. I'm not sure who she is, but she looks very fast, and hopefully can have a good impact for Canberra United.
We'll try and find out what number she is. Meanwhile, here's Williams. Looking to send it to Munoz. Shooting chance on the left foot for Munoz, and it's 4! Just like that, Belconnen United are walking away with this one. Caitlin Munoz, as soon as she got it onto that left foot, there was never any doubt, and she drills it beyond James into the bottom corner, and Belconnen United look to be home and dry.
Yeah, it's just a clinical finish from Munoz. I'm sure she's practiced and scored many goals like that in training and on the field, and yeah, now Belconnen seem to run away with this one, and 3 goals in a couple of minutes.
Well, they've certainly turned on the style, as a champion side always does. We've only been 17 minutes into the second half, and they've scored 3 times and now lead 4-1. And let's hope for Canberra United's sake that they can keep themselves in this one, Grace.
Yeah, I think this is a really good test for a young side like the Academy girls, and you know, it's not over until that final whistle blows, and I hope that they keep fighting and keep trying to play the ball and pinch a few goals back.
It's just opening up too much for the moment in the middle of the park, and they've given it away again here. Here's Whittle. Jaloka looking to send that forward. Here's Taylor Young. Hughes is in there. Back with now with Keir. Putting the pressure on. Rashart. Now Munoz. Keir at the back. Lacey chips it forward to Munoz. Scored the latest goal. Beaten by Hughes. Barak with her. Runner outside is Colville. Still Barak. Hughes on the top of the box. Can she get the shot away? She can, but she was leaning backwards and it's always going over the crossbar.
Yeah.
But a bright response.
Yeah, it was good, positive play. They didn't rush the ball, and it's the biggest mistake you can make when you're chasing a game with so much time left is you've still got to be able to play football, and it was really good. You could see Hughes wanted to get it on her right foot there, and Munoz stood her up. So, but again, positive signs from the academy.
And that's the end of the road for Isabella Barak, whose goal got us underway as long ago as the 4th minute. Seems a long time ago, that one now, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. She went a bit quiet for a middle of the game after that goal, but a really brilliant individual goal, and it shows great signs for her future.
Try and pick the number of the player that's come on. I think that's Elka Itolu, isn't it?
Little Elka that's taller than me now. She's
not quite so little anymore.
No, she's a really strong, composed player with great feet, and it's great to see her getting some minutes in first grade.
We'll see what she can do. See if she can make an impact on this game, which has kind of drifted away from Canberra United Academy in the last 5 minutes or so. Jessie Williams off the bench with 2. Caitlin Munoz with a goal as well. 3 goals in about 5 minutes spell. And you can hear the frustration in the voices of some of these youngsters.
Yeah, they want options forward, but sometimes if they're not there, yelling won't make them appear, and you just got to keep circulating that ball until there are options to play it forward.
There's a bit of space for Hughes. Got a couple of runners in front of her. One of them was a substitute, who is Sasha Grove, who's come on with the pace and the orange boots on the left-hand side there. Keir, under pressure from Taylor Young. Williams will chase this one, and House knows she's got a shadow. Back to James, who really hasn't been at fault for any of the goals, has she?
No, there was just that box scramble that perhaps she could have got a stronger touch out, but nothing at fault, and she's been great with her feet, and it's great that goalkeepers, especially at a young age, are getting played into the game as that 11th man rather than just a shot stopper.
Well, there's still 20 minutes or so to go here, and the Canberra United Academy are trailing by 4 goals to 1. It was looking so rosy for them early on. Grove comes in, wins the ball. Halsfanzer again. Grove runs into 2 blue shirts though, and between them Raymond and Keir bring it away. Raymond's ball forward. Williams is not chasing that one. It's funny how that happens, isn't it? For players, Gemma Murphy's put in a shift for about 65 minutes for no reward. Jessie Williams comes on and in the space of 2 minutes scores twice. Yeah,
and I think that's it's a really interesting tactical decision when you make substitutes, as what plays you start, and often you find you can have really good goal scorers that don't start matches because you put someone else on to tire out your defence, and clearly that's Gemma's worked really hard to open up that opportunity for Williams, and I'm sure she won't be too disappointed as long as her team's ahead.
That's exactly it. Keir has the ball. 4-1 live on Bar TV Sports. Women's National Premier League Football, Canberra United Academy versus Belconnen United here at the AIS, and here's Jessie Williams, who scored 2 of those 4 in the second half, taking on House, looking for a hat-trick. Swings it into the penalty area. Maguire was in there. I think was that Pike, in fact, who's got that far forward.
Yeah, again,
surprising me, getting right in the penalty area.
Fullback, she loves to get forward, and she's got some height on her, and she's really shown she can use her head as well for not only defensive, but I believe she scored a few goals with it.
And Maddie Whittle drops into her into that left back position, doesn't she, for her when she makes those runs forward?
Yeah.
And she stayed up there as well, obviously looking for another goal.
Yeah, they're very interchangeable, just like the academy. They're wingers and their fullbacks, and they've all got similar characteristics in their pace and drive to work up and down that line.
Keir. Those 2 goals from Jessie Williams has brought her to 10 for the season. The second Belconnen player to get into double figures this year, behind Maddie Whittle. Next in line is Gemma Murphy herself with 6. Hughes still trailing behind Aoife Colville, is chasing back here on her 28 goals and probably going to pick herself up a yellow card here.
Yeah, it was pretty... Well, I guess it's a smart foul in terms of stopping that momentum, but picked herself up a yellow card, which towards that back end of the season may prove a bit costly if you accumulate too many. We've seen, I believe, Carly Rossbacken has already missed a match due to too many yellow cards, and a couple of the other academy girls are not far off it too.
Looked like that was sheer frustration, didn't it? For
yeah.
a striker who's scored so many goals this season, not really been given a sniff, had a chance early on, decided to pass rather than shoot.
Yeah, just turned her head and left it for a split second, and I'm sure she'll be switched on a little bit more at the moment.
Well, Zaitolu tried to force it forward. Munoz sends it back, and Lawless picks it up. Bit scrappy period of play. That's nicely done from Taylor Young if she can keep it in. It does well to stretch and keep that in. Yeah,
it was a fantastic last-ditch effort, and it's just unfortunate that she's fallen to the ground and can't make up the through ball she's played to herself.
Very brave to stretch that far in these conditions at this time of the game in minus temperatures.
Yeah, I think, there's only very few players at certain ages that are going to be able to do that and not pull a muscle.
Yeah, certainly not myself. That'd have been me out for the season, for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm heading towards that stage, but... I
think you've got a few years left.
Yeah,
Grace.
Let's hope.
Academy looking to strive forward with Morgan. Raymond sent it back to the Academy territory. Lawless takes on Woodman. Nice ball too. And Hughes tries to pirouette away past Raymond. Grove can't get involved though. There's been some sparkling moments, hasn't there, from those in green? There's individual skills and that, but they haven't quite been able to put it all together.
Yeah, I think there's positive signs, but it's that game experience and awareness that usually gets them. That's why Belconnen has their strengths and can finish off games, and Canberra Academy just need to keep working that ball and trying to play, and they may be able to pinch some goals back and gain momentum.
Well, Molly Lawless can go and get warmed up. She's done really well today on the central midfielder. She's replaced by Stella DeMarco, who'll slot into that midfield role. Thought Lawless was very impressive in there. Yeah,
she wasn't all over the ball as much, but defensively she worked really hard and was really good at keeping balance in that midfield and distributing the ball well. And I think if Stella can come on and add a bit more of an attacking-minded player, they might be able to start attacking with more players and getting some real opportunities.
Well, Rashart goes across to nick that away from Grove. They do well to bring it clear with Raymond up towards Williams. Munoz thought about the little ball to Jalocka, but instead picked out the pass to Keir. Whittle tries to go past DeMarco. Colville gets it stuck under her feet again. Not giving her an inch, have they? They know her very well, actually, don't they?
Yeah, no, I'm sure they've been made aware, and anyone that's on 28 goals in of a season is a number one target to not let score in a game and shut her out. And like they said, they've coming away with a win, very likely to come away with a win.
Still plenty of time left for her to get up towards 30 plus as well in terms of the season.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the closest competitor is on 11 goals, and so I think she's nearly safe to have the golden boot unless someone else pulls 3 6-goal hauls in some of the last games of the season. But
well, Grace Maher's back now.
Yeah, well, I've got a little way to go, but no, won't count myself out. Yeah, I know. I was really looking forward to it, and
banging in the goals left, right, and centre to start the campaign.
But I also think the priority is the legs instead of the golden boot. So.
100%. Here's a chance for Taylor Young to swing it into the danger area. We just saw a substitution as well, just confirmed. For Jessie Rashart, who equalised for Belconnen. Good replacement to have.
Yeah, both really composed, experienced centre backs, and Clark's got a great boot on her, and she'll be able to send those balls into the corners and turn the academy around. Academy
concede the free kick. Time running out for them to do something in this game. It's kind of the spell of 3 goals in about 6 minutes, I think it was, that's taken this one away from them, hasn't it, really? And you can see in the body language, their heads haven't gone down totally, have they? But it's a little bit difficult to pick yourself up after that.
Yeah, it's mainly that mental barrier.
Here's a chance again into the penalty area. Is this 5? It is. Brilliantly turned in by Maddie Whittle.
It was a really good finish, actually, and a nice lunging slide, and kind of amounted from nothing. And Academy, again, just seemed to be a little bit switched off, and now the heads are starting to drop.
Well, Munoz was just too strong in the air, and when she won the header, the finish was an error, and she just leant backwards and just fired it past the goalkeeper, and poor old Sally James could do nothing about that. Going to see another change as well. Emma Ilioski is having a break, and this must be Lara Agnew coming on at full back. A process of elimination.
Yeah, it's good. I think a lot of the substitutes from the academy have come from the under-15 squad, so really good for them to get some game time in first grade and get some confidence up when they head back to their own age group.
It's a big step up, isn't it, playing into the senior level?
Yeah, definitely. The physical aspect becomes such a big part of the game, and
Whittle goes down amongst a free kick. That was Whittle's 11th of the season. That edges her ahead of Williams in the Belconnen United Golden Boot race.
I'm sure they'll be keeping tally, and in the race for the Belconnen Golden Boot, there's plenty of contenders and only a few games.
Ambitious from that range.
Yeah, I think she might have seen a little opening on that the corner post, and but Sally was aware to the danger and saw that one out easily.
So just the extra experience telling for the Blue Devils at the moment. You're watching live football on Bar TV Sports, Women's National Premier League from Canberra. Canberra United Academy 1, Belconnen United 5. 4 goals in the second half for the Blue Devils have put them in real command. But here's Taylor Young, who's never given up, and that one's right up here to us. That's going off the back of the stand. You could have volleyed that one.
I know, I was nearly jumped the rails, but
probably best not to. I'm not sure how secure that roof is below us.
I know, it's just going to stay put.
Don't need Eddie Senatori ringing us up wondering why you're injured.
No, I know, that would be quite the story. Another viral moment, perhaps.
But Belconnen United, certainly with Munoz, Woodman and Jalocca in that middle of the park, they've shown the academy girls here how to do it in this second period. House. And that one might be a bit short, but James has read it nicely to get out there. Scoops it into the air. Whittle. Picked up by Hughes, who's been a bundle of energy throughout the whole game. Certainly hasn't given up, has she?
No, they don't. They've got a fighting spirit to that last minute, and she will give everything until the 90-plus minutes.
Munoz looks for Whittle. It's come off the back of Agnew. She'll try and keep it in play. Jalocca was in there. Whittle there as well, and it's going to find its way to Jalocca. Yeah. Dangerous ball into the area, this one, and half cleared by Morgan.
Yeah, it was dealt with almost as though she didn't believe there was 2 Belconnen players trying to pounce on her mistimed header, but no threat for Sally James.
Coming up to the final 13 minutes of the game. 5-1 to the Blue Devils. That header was either mistimed or supremely calm.
Yes. I'm not sure. Can it go either way with Sarah Morgan, but I'm sure she'll claim it as...
Give her the benefit. Colville shoots, and a bit of work for Nat Lacey. Yeah, we'll give Morgan the benefit of the doubt, I think.
Yeah.
She's done well today.
No, she has done very well. I think she's won a lot of her 1v1 battles, and I'm sure she would have liked to got a little bit more forward today, but Belconnen are very dangerous up front, and first and foremost, she's been defending.
They're very hard to play against, aren't they, Belconnen? They dominate possession quite well. They've got a lot of players who are comfortable on the ball, and threats from everywhere. Yeah,
I think some of the weaknesses I identify when playing them is that high press and the pressure, and if you can deal with their long balls off the high press and being clinical, you need to be clinical. You don't get many chances against Belconnen. It's pretty much the only way you're going to run away with all 3 points against them.
There'll be plenty of Women's National Premier League coaches taking notes there.
Yeah,
Here's
I know.
Whittle racing towards goal, firing the shot in, but that's going to bounce straight through to James. There'll be people rewinding that, writing it down, going, there's a plan.
I know, I've been in talks with both Eddie and Jamarco Senator, so we know when we have our last game against Belconnen at McKell Park, hopefully you'll see a couple of those little hints implemented in the game.
We'll keep an eye out for those kind of tactics. How are you going to commentate from on the field, Grace?
I know,
we'll have to mic you up.
I think that'd be hilarious, but I think all you'll hear really is me just huffing and puffing and trying to get my fitness back, and maybe you'll have to beep out a couple of words.
We're going to see another change. This is Alex Martins, and she's going to come on for Katie Woodman, who's put in a good shift. And another decent player that Belconnen United have got in their ranks.
Yeah, it just goes to show the depth when they're bringing on plays that at a lot of other clubs would be starting in the first grade, and that they can bring them on and they can have big impacts, as we've seen with Williams. And it's a great substitution to be able to bring on someone like Alex Martins for Katie Woodman.
Their other substitute that they haven't used yet is young Acacia Argento, who I'm informed is very rapid indeed as a forward.
Yeah, it's a new name have come up through the Belconnen ranks, and it's really good to see that Ant is rewarding these players for performing well at the younger age groups and staying loyal to the club, and hopefully she gets some minutes tonight.
Here's DeMarco. Colville, 3 shirts around her straight away, as has been for most of the night. Munoz brings it away to Martins, who does well. Nice little turn there.
Yeah, patience. Just waited for them to dive in, and great turn.
Williams. Looks to find Maguire. The chase is on, and the chase is won, but across comes Morgan to concede the throw. Good pace from Raymond.
Yeah, I think of her as a little whippet, just up and down the sideline, doesn't stop for that 90 minutes, no matter how heavily strapped she is, and she's been a big part of Belconnen for many seasons.
Here is another Belconnen change. Is that Maguire going off?
Yeah, Jazzy.
We'll just check the shirt number. I think this might be Brittany Smale that's come on, wearing number 10. Ball into the penalty area. Here's Whittle. Smale almost involved straight away. Jaloka. Smale was listed as a reserve goalkeeper as well.
Ah, that's always handy to have, isn't it? I think if you're able to have a player that can play in goals and on the field, then you don't need that second goalkeeper.
Yeah, they told me she's going to wear 20 or 10. So if she comes on as a keeper, we'll probably realise.
Yeah.
We're not that far away. Here's Keir. Taylor Young stayed down. It's a bit winded, I think.
I'm sure she'll be running in a matter of seconds. She's tough and fit, and she never stops.
Morgan finds Hals. Here she is, Taylor Young, back to her feet. Shows the ball to Keir and then skips by her, but can't keep it in play. Looked to get the throw, but it's gone against Taylor Young. Little show of dissent there.
Yeah, they've got to be careful, the young academy kids. I've seen a couple of hand gestures tonight that might, given the different referees' personalities, might give them a yellow card.
Let's hit Agnew rather than her taking the ball. Hals just scoops that one into the night sky, looks for Colville, who in a manner of speaking manages to bring the ball down, but she's well shackled by Lauren Keir. Yeah,
that's what Lauren Keir does best. She can stick to those quick defenders and gets really important touches in so they can't advance forward.
Colville takes a throw. Keir's the one who covers it. Time running out on this one. This one, in reality, in terms of results, been probably buried since Williams made it 3-1. But while it was 3-1, there was hope. But since then, goals from Caitlin Munoz and Maddie Whittle have really taken the Blue Devils away.
Yeah, and I think the 5-1 scoreline hasn't really reflected the game, but it also has reflected Belconnen in their history of they can put away goals, and often 3 in 6 minutes or a fair few in a couple of minutes. And
if you think of the chances, Grace, they've been very ruthless, haven't they? They've pretty much taken every clear-cut chance that's come their way.
Yeah, apart from that one off the woodworks, from there it's all been smooth sailing for them, and that's what they've relied on for so long. And Academy are working towards that, and as they get older, I'm sure that's where they'll become more clinical.
And that wind's picked up again.
Yeah, it feels like it's just dropped 5 degrees.
It does, doesn't it? All of a sudden the wind's come
through the jumpers, but
can't read my notes anymore. It's freezing. Whittle's chasing it into the area. Here she is again. Maggie Whittle, real chance for another one, but she squeezed this one past the post, and credit to the Canberra Academy defence for putting her off. Otherwise, it looked like there might have been half a dozen for the Blue Devils. James with the goal kick. It's going to fall for Munoz. Here's Jaloka. Hal's trying to shield it. Jalocka got a toe in, but went through the back of the defender.
Yeah, I was going to say she got a toe, but also a lovely shirt grab there. And,
a fair piece of of Courtney House at the same time.
Not so discreet.
Yeah, she wasn't going to get away with that one, was she?
No, but then again, it's in the attacking penalty box, so worth a try.
May as well be. And that wind has definitely picked up and it is biting. It feels like it might snow.
I know, my trusty 3 layers of puffer jackets is seeming to fail me at the moment.
Should have gone with the 4 layers.
I know.
It's not long left anyway. And there's been no kangaroos, so we're happy. No delays?
No delays, yes, that's the most important thing.
Here's Pike. I think all the players will be happy to get off the field as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Try and warm themselves up.
It's usually not too many Canberra winter night games, but it's also a lot more energetic, I find, night games, and I'm sure they'll be enjoying playing it.
I think we'll see if we can get a transfer to do some matches up in Cairns or far north Queensland or Brisbane or somewhere along there.
Spread the love and give us a little relief.
Here's DeMarco. Taylor Young chips it towards the far post, but couldn't wrap her foot around it enough. And it will be a goal kick as time ticks away, and we're going to see, I think, young Acacia Argento. And it's going to be Maddie Whittle who makes way. Maddie Whittle's whose 11th goal of the season was the 5th of the evening. And good to see the youngster getting a run for the final few minutes.
Yeah, it's really good. I remember, I think it was 2 seasons ago, would have been young Bronte Pike, and she was slowly getting introduced and got an opportunity to start some games and has now made her way into playing every minute of all the games and really taken a stride. So it's good to see that the young products are coming up, not just through the academy but through the club teams as well.
She'll get a few minutes to show us what she can do. Free kick to the academy. Stella DeMarco was caught on the heel there. Opportunity for them to try a set piece and finish the game on a high. Happy to send plenty of players forwards for it, and why not?
Yeah, well, if they want to help their goal difference, they need to get this guy. I think Colville might have a shot from this distance.
She's lining it up. It's dipping as well, and Lacey had to be behind it and had a fair bit of pace on it. But
yeah, it was actually a really good strike. Just like that extra metre or so of distance to get it over Lacey, who's not the tallest of goalkeepers, but she can cover the goal pretty well.
Well, she asked me not to mention that she was short, and I got through about 89 minutes without doing it.
Oh well, she can blame me for that one. Don't worry, she's taller than me, so.
Pike will take the throw. Looking for Smale. Tracking back is Hulse. Steps away from Smale nicely. Very elegant piece of defending. Hughes. Here is Argento. There's a bit of a snapshot of the pace she's got from a standing start. Nice touch from Hughes. Chance for Grove to get a touch in field. She'll get a free kick from there. Lauren Keir happy to concede one, I think.
Yeah, not too much in it, but yeah, they'll be happy to waste a couple more seconds off the clock and make sure everyone's behind the ball. Opportunity
to send this one forward. Latulu offered a shorter option. So we're caught in between the two stools here, aren't they? Here's Hughes. Back to Hulse. Pressure by Smale. Stepping forward, Hulse. Oh. Good ball through to the far post. Grove, flag goes up.
Yeah, she just drifted a little bit offside, but it was great vision from Hulse, and with a little bit of better timed run, that could have been a good finish on goal.
And a good call from Lara Smith on this near side. Straight just offside Sasha Grove. Here's Williams touching it round the corner to Munoz. She hasn't got the pace to get away from a marker like she used to, but uses her nous and experience to hold the ball up.
Yeah, no, I'm sure if she can't beat her with pace, I'm sure she'll try to get a nutmeg or keep the ball, but so experienced that she doesn't like to give that ball away easily.
Pike from Smale. Pike continues her run into the penalty area, and that's a great bit of defending, covering back from Taylor Young, who's put everything on the line today. Very impressive performance.
Yeah, she doesn't take any game lightly, and that was a great piece of defending, tracking her fullback all the way in, and it's shows she's willing to go for that 90 plus minutes.
It's another set piece opportunity for Belconnen as the game ticks towards its dying embers. Swung in towards the near post. It wasn't the best set piece, picked up by Martins, sent back in again, but James is there comfortably to collect. Can't be too long left of this one. Raymond has it for Belconnen. That's well done by Morgan, who's been shown a never say die attitude throughout this 90 minutes. Probably doesn't deserve to be on the losing team, but that's the way it's going to be, because Belconnen United lead 5-1, and referee Aisha Strutt brings the game to an end. And Grace, that period of 3 goals in 4 minutes warmed everybody up, and we needed it. But Belconnen United probably deserved winners in the end.
Yeah, I think so. They showed throughout the 90 minutes that they were the dominant team. But again, there was some really positive signs from a young academy side that they can score some fantastic goals, and if they become more consistent, that the scoreline becomes much closer and it's a much tighter game.
Thanks once again for your company. We'll leave you go and thaw out and warm up ahead of your game tomorrow. Good luck for that. Let's hope it all comes back well for you from your injury, and we get some minutes, and we hope to have you back on Bar TV before the end of the season as well.
Thank you very much.
Well, it finished here. Isabella Barrack gave Canberra United the lead in the 4th minute. It was a goal that looked for long periods of time in that first half that it would give United Academy the lead towards half-time. Jessie Rashart, though, levelled it up with the header. Then 3 goals in the space of 6 minutes in the second half. 2 from Jessie Williams and 1 for Caitlin Munoz. Put the Blue Devils clear. Maddie Whittle clearing it, finishing it all off close to the end with the 5th. It's been an entertaining game on a cold evening here in Canberra. The final score at the AIS: Canberra United Academy 1, Belconnen United 5.